As parents, we're always asking ourselves, is my child just going through a phase, or is something else going on? Are they just growing, or are they really, truly thriving? It's a tough question. So today, we're going to look past the usual annual checkup and dive deep into what a comprehensive health analysis for kids can tell us, what it is, what it finds, and why it's so important.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about those little health signals in our kids that are so easy to brush off. Then, we'll introduce a really powerful 39-point health snapshot that brings a ton of clarity. After that, we'll break down exactly what this test uncovers, and most importantly, how we can take all that information and turn it into real positive action.
We've all been there, right? That little nagging feeling. Is my kid just having an off day, or has it been an off week, or even an off month? We're going to start right there, with those subtle patterns that might actually be clues to what's happening under the surface.
This is really the heart of it, isn't it? It's the difference between just getting by and truly flourishing. And figuring that out is why taking a deeper look at their health can be such a game changer. Okay, first up, constant fatigue. It's so easy to just say, oh, they're growing, but when a child is just wiped out all the time, it can be a major red flag for something like anemia. Think about it. It's like asking them to do their homework when they feel like they haven't slept in days. Anemia can literally sap the energy they need to learn, to play, and just be a kid.
Or what about that one child who seems to catch every single cold that goes around? You feel like you're just in this endless cycle of sniffles and coughs. Well, it might not just be bad luck. It could actually be a sign that their immune system is struggling, maybe because of a nutritional gap that we just can't see.
And then there are the physical signs, like pale skin, maybe brittle nails, or just a really poor appetite that never seems to improve. These aren't just little quirks, They can be direct visual clues that your child might be low on essential nutrients like iron. So the big question is, how do we get from worrying about all these little signs to actually getting some concrete answers? Well, the solution is a comprehensive health panel that gives you a clear, data-driven picture of what's going on inside your child's body.
And the key to this whole thing is the number 39. That's right, this single checkup looks at 39 different health markers. It creates this incredibly detailed picture that can flag a whole range of potential issues all in one go.
What's really amazing is that all 39 of these crucial data points come from just two simple samples, blood and urine. The whole process is designed to be as easy as possible for kids, giving you the most insight with the least amount of fuss.
Let's break down how it works. It's really three core parts. First, there's a complete blood count, or CBC. This looks at all the cells in the blood. Think of the red blood cells as little delivery trucks for oxygen and energy, and the white blood cells as the soldiers of the immune system. Second, it checks for key nutrients like vitamin D and iron. And third, a full urine analysis checks in on kidney function and hydration levels.
So you get all this data back, but what does it actually mean? This is where we connect the dots and see how these numbers translate into a really clear picture of your child's health.
This is where you can see how it all fits together. The complete blood count can pinpoint why they have low energy. The nutrient panel checks for those common deficiencies that are so important for strong bones and a healthy immune system. And the urine analysis, that can catch things like hidden UTIs before they become a bigger problem.
And here's the real aha moment. The symptoms we see on the outside, the tiredness, the trouble concentrating, always being sick, that's just the tip of the iceberg. This test dives deeper to find the actual root cause, things like low iron or an unnoticed infection, and those are the things we can actually fix.
And where you live really matters too. For instance, the source material this is based on highlights that in a place like Dubai, vitamin D deficiency is super common. And it makes sense, right? A more indoor lifestyle means a lot less sun exposure. It just goes to show how certain checks can be even more important depending on your circumstances.
Okay, but getting the results is really just step one. The real power comes from what you do with that information. So let's talk about how to turn these answers into real, meaningful action for your child.
The benefits are just huge. You go from constantly reacting to illnesses to proactively catching things early. This means you can prevent long-term problems. You finally get answers for those symptoms you've been worried about, and you set up a health baseline for their future. And honestly, it's about getting true peace of mind for yourself.
And let's be clear, the stakes are pretty high. If these common issues go unchecked, they can lead to serious long-term consequences. We're talking about things like learning delays from chronic anemia, or even potential kidney damage from untreated infections. But here's the really good news. Even though those risks sound scary,
The reality is that once you know what's going on, the vast majority of these common childhood conditions are actually pretty straightforward to treat.
And the solutions? They're often way simpler than you'd think. We're not talking about complicated, intense treatments here. Often, getting a child back to feeling their best involves simple but powerful steps, like adding more iron-rich foods to their diet, taking a vitamin supplement, or maybe a short course of medication for an infection.
So we'll end on this thought. For the small effort of just 2 simple samples, you can get this incredible, deep understanding of your child's health. You can give them the foundation they need to really, truly thrive. So the question is, what could that knowledge unlock for your family?